One up against number 28, Fem, Venomous Tallahassee. And it looks like they're pushing off, rocking it into the pack early on. Oh, and it's the fight, it's the break, and the stretch to the front. Looks like we're going to have ourselves a Philly lead Jimmer. Vance?
Yep, number 18, Vanessa Seitz, no surprise, a member of Team USA for the undefeated World Cup of Roller Derby champions, and now Capital Punishment with the 4-wall at the back. Diva looking for the, goes through the 2-3 spot, gets clear, gets 4, calls it off.
All right, that's a quick and easy strategy right there. Get a few points, call it off. You keep doing that. That's a way to keep the lead in. While they're doing the reset up, I'd like to remind you to go check out all of our vendors, everything from Turbo Rex Derby, Birds and Bunny, Bont skates back there, lighter, stronger, faster. They are Bont skates. Back to the action right here on the track here in beautiful Tampa, Florida, 5313 East Bush Boulevard, downtown skate. If you want to make your way over and watch this action live, 5-second warning has been given.
That's going to be RIP. Zombie Vicious in the orange for Capital Punishment, and 100 Antidote in the blue for the Liberty Bells with one out, one orange jersey to beat. And it's showtime. Who we have?
Oh, Zombie Vicious is taking the lead. Jammer status as she comes around the pack. Nice blazing action on the track. Looks like a nice slow up going into the straightaway, and Jammer's play to engage. Bam, right into the pack, coming through. Hands on the hips, looking for the call of points. Looks like 4 added in for the Liberty Bells and 4 added in for Tallahassee.
But early on showtime, it looks like Capital Punishment's strategy to try and win the penalty battle early. They've got a 4-2 pack advantage, 2 Liberty Bell blockers in the box, only down by 4 after 2. Early on, mistakes early so far, working in the favor of Capital Punishment. Let's see how this works out.
Hey, you know what? I like to watch how the strategy of these games develop because, I mean, both of these teams have been around for a long time. Some of the players on the track have played this game for a long, long time. Pack engaged, time to play as we roll around the track.
That's 247 Devoid of Mercy in the blue for the Liberty Bells, and I believe it's number 44.
Orgasm in the house.
Capital Punishment. Pixie Pounder can't quite hold her, so Devoid of Mercy will get the call. Lead Jammer as Capital Punishment tries to assert up front. Now 2-all up front, trying to slow down Wargasm. I'm not sure she's done with her initial pass yet, Showtime.
No, she's not, but she's trying to fight that front line. Oh, she is not a happy camper right now. One of the younger players on CP right now working her way to the front. Oh, she got back into the pack, not where she wants to be, and 5 in the sky for Devoid of Mercy.
Incredible play by the Liberty Bells. What does it say when you've got only 2 blockers on the track and you don't let the opposing team's jammer get through that initial pass? And they'll call a multiplayer block. Unfortunately, it's going to go on the pivot number 11, Pixie Pounder, for Capital Punishment as they call it off by Philly. Showtime.
Oh, no, sending him to the box. That's not the place she wants to be right now. She likes to be on the track and hitting people.
Well, because she does it so well. I think that's what we're trying to say here.
Yeah, you know how it goes. All right, on the track, coming up in that blue, we got who is that? Number 18 again? 18, V Diva Sights.
And she's up against number 4 for Capital Punishment, Sox Populi.
That is the socks of the people, Sox Populi.
The people's quad skates, I think we're trying to say.
I like that as well. Oh, nice outside line. Sends her all the way to the front and halfway around the pack. Oh, my goodness gracious. Number 18, V Diva Sights, is already playing.
Derby 101 says you don't give up that inside line without a fight, but sometimes if you're paying careful, you can push those blockers to the inside, clear out that huge outside lane. No surprises for Sights getting on through, getting the lead jammer call, getting 5 on the initial pass. Capital Punishment will hit the brakes, 3-wall. Trailer Thrash on the inside lane, forcing a restart.
And looks like Fully Automatic sending herself to the penalty box for some penalty that I did not see.
But Jam will get called. More points. Waiting for the official score update on the scoreboard. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Survey says 27-4. 25:42 on the clock. Resetting. Voodoo in the house. That's La Voodoo number 32 coming from Jamaica to put the curse on you. She has a war chant, you know. It sounds like voodoo.
They're not saying boo, they're saying voodoo earns, and they're saying number 32, Capital Punishment, lead jammer.
Oh, yes, indeed. Voodoo, normally a blocker, but she's come into the jammer aspect of things here recently, playing up against, looks like Antidote number 100 in the blue and teal. Oh, sliding around, called it off. Looking for the points, 3 added in Tallahassee.
And nothing from the Liberty Bells. Great move by number 32, La Voodoo.
All right, that seems like it's a little better. Number 247, Liberty Bells setting back up. Devoid of Mercy going up against 273 degrees below zero, Frozen Tundra.
The Frozen Tundra of Leon County. It'll be a micro-pack situation, 2 blockers, both teams. And on the outside, number 247, Devoid of Mercy gets the call, Liberty Bells.
Oh, Philly playing hard on the track right now. Liberty Bells just trying to gain some massive control on there. 27-7 on the board. Looks like Pixie Pounder back on the track. Frozen Tundra's trying to get around for some points, but no, the jam gets called. 32-7 on the scoreboard, 24-12 on the clock.
A little bit surprised on that one. I think she kind of focused like a laser on Pixie Pounder. Didn't realize that was the pivot cover on the helmet rather than the star cover. Frozen Tundra still behind her. Might have been able to take a few more seconds off the clock, run things out, but regardless, still worked out pretty well for the Liberty Bells on that one.
It did indeed. Still 32-7, 23:59 on the clock. Looks like we have a team timeout with some. Can you focus in on the creative timeout by Jew Bully?
Came all the way back over from Southern California.
I can imagine he does.
Came all the way back over from Southern California to help out with NSOing here at Frankie Panky. Literally showtime. They're coming from all over the country to Temple Terrace for this weekend.
You know what? I'm loving it out there. I have to say, I have to give him mad props because he has a mustache that is pink. He has a pink mustache.
It's very pink, and we're actually going to an official timeout as signal. We've gone from the team timeout to the official timeout. We'll see if we can get an update as to the reason for this, if it's an actual official review or if we're just checking some things out.
We'll let them figure that out while the refs are doing their thing. I'd like to point out we do have a raffle going on. If you're going to be in-house, they're going to have raffles throughout the day and tomorrow. Each raffle is a little bit different. We've got Blast Fitness. We got to take it to the beach, including beach towels. There's coffee time. It's mugs and coffee and Starbucks. Cigar City Brewing, Florida Aquarium. My Sweet Bees handmade lotion and hand cream. Ruthie D. Foster CD, 2 Florida beer glasses, and a Downtown St. Pete t-shirt. Also, they've got a wine basket and Busch Garden tickets.
And additionally, Showtime, if you're watching us on the stream, on the web, not here locally in Temple Terrace, you can still enter for a chance to win limited edition Lanzini wheels from Skater's Choice Skate Shop. You like the Skater's Choice Skate Shop on Facebook to win, and you can save up to 20% all weekend long, courtesy of Skater's Choice Skate Shop.
Thank you, Skater's Choice. If you're here in the area and you're starting to get hungry, we do have some food trucks outside. Right now, I'd like to send a personal mad shout out to Disco Donuts. When you just feel the urge for donuts, remember Disco Donuts. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Whistle on the back. Looks like it's time to get started.
Disco may be dead, but the donuts are still alive. And we're about to get back under play with number 4, Wargasm with the star for capital punishment. Not quite sure, but I believe it's number 18, Vanessa Sites V Diva with the star for the Liberty Bells. 3-2 pack. And
holy crap, what can you say about something like that? But bam, bam, thank you, ma'am. Number 18, V Diva, just rocking and rolling on the track. Meanwhile, Tallahassee finally busting through, trying to get us a few points on the board. 32-7, Sox Populi trying to build up some speed and some strategy to get through. Oh, looks like she had Janus Interruptus.
It's almost that stature advantage by number 18, V Diva. She can just power her way legally, even with a blocker advantage for the opposing team. And they say the great ones make it look easy. She made it look like a piece of cake, flying through on that inside lane 1.
She stepped over everybody. Come on now. It was incredible. Number 28, Femme Venomous lining up. Who's that on the right in the blue?
I believe that's number 100, Antidote for the Liberty Bells in the blue.
Oh, the whistle blows. That launches it off. And looks like Liberty Bells creeping to the front. Bam! Antidote says, here I am. Vince?
Delayed call, but she will get the call. Lead jammer, Liberty Bells, 1 blue jersey. Finally getting around the outside, Femme Venomous and Voodoo being sent off to the box as Antidote 360 gets on through, calls it off. Wait for the call. She'll get credited with 4 on the pass.
All right, 0 points added for Tallahassee that round. 47 on the board, 22:38 on the clock. So far, we have had some massive fun here tonight. Some upcoming food truck events includes places like Tasty Stacy Food Truck. Their menu includes things like chicken cutlets, sausage, peppers, and onions, and they even got wraps.
They got wraps. And we've got Devoid of Mercy and RIP Zombie Vicious with the Jammer Stars for Philly and Tallahassee respectively. And on the outside, lead jammer Devoid of Mercy. What the delayed call for track cut. And you know what that means for capital punishment. Showtime is going to make it.
Time to get some points for a power jam.
Wait for it. The lead jammer Zombie Vicious. Capital punishment goes to the passive offense. 3-wall up front for the Liberty Bells. Climbing the ladder. Now a 2-wall. One blue jersey to beat. Recycling.
Oh, look at that solid blue in the front. One skater just trying to fight through. Finally through. 1, 2, 3, 4. Call it 5 points added to the board for capital punishment.
First grand slam for Tallahassee for this morning's bout. Resets for a second pass. In comes, I believe it's number 4,000, Great Wall of China, trying to get an initial opening, but number 85, Teflon Donna on the inside, forces a re-entry, gets on by, stays in bounds, gets clear. Perfect 10.
5 points added to the board one more time around. I believe Tallahassee has come alive.
Hold the phones, folks. We're not quite done yet. Going for a third scoring pass, 3-wall up front. Again, number 85, Teflon Donna, doing those pivots on the inside lanes, tries to recycle, can't quite get the angle.
15 points added so far for Tallahassee. 3 grand slams in a row. That's the way we like to play.
Team Florida doing it. Both blocking crews back at full strength as Zombie moves to engage one more time on the inside lane. I believe can't quite make the number from this angle, but holds on through, but will get through. 20 points for Zombie Vicious.
20-point jam so far. Just steady moving on the clock. Whistle blows into the jam. Tallahassee coming alive, 27-40 on the board. They are playing up against one of the strongest teams in the world.
The number 14 team ranked as of the June 30th rankings, going to the Division I playoff site in Richmond, Virginia. First round bout, if I recall correctly, is going to be against, if I can pull up my notes correctly, their first round bout up on that weekend is going to be against Kansas City's Roller Warriors.
All right, looks like we got V-Diva setting up against Wargasm on the track. Oh, those long legs coming to her advantage again. V-Diva cuts to the front of the pack. She likes that jam position of being all the way in the front and in control. That's why they call it the lead jammer.
Well, that's why they call her a member of Team USA's undefeated World Cup of Roller Derby Championship team from 2011. All 4 blockers at the back for capital punishment. Can't quite hold the line. She'll get through, get credited for 4 points on the pass.
Absolutely sliding on through. Oh, these teams are playing hot, hard, and heavy so far. It's so early in the day, I don't even think they've had enough caffeine to get this wide awake. Labudu reaching in there. Oh, looks like a forearm call on number 18 is going to send V-Diva to the sin bin. This is going to be time for Tallahassee to have themselves a
power jam. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself.
I know.
Great defense by the Liberty Bells, now swarming into the outside lane. Holding the line, nice little stop on Wargasm. That's courtesy of number 957, Gingivitis.
All right, looks like we got some slow up action here in the straightaway into turn 3. Wargasm working hard to get around Tarantula. Tarantula using those legs to get all the way out. Wargasm looking a little bit upset right now because she's got to go all the way back and try to fight that wall just one more time.
Now trying to get on around, can't quite get inbounds. Tarantula holds it and unfortunately forces the track cut. Great defense by number 401 for the Liberty Bells. Showtime, I hate to say it, we know you're a capital punishment fan, but that was a big classic example of penalty kill. Power jam defense, once putt hits seat, Liberty Bells and V-Diva get to the power jam themselves.
Well, you know as well as I do, on the mic, doesn't matter who you root for as long as you are neutral. Right now, I want one of the 2 teams to win, and that's a guarantee. Right now, I'm seeing some just fantastic action. Looks like number 18, V-Diva, sliding on through, getting herself 4 more points added in for her actions, and a nice little lineup scrum line. Oh, push. Oh, slides on through, comes on through, looking for the call. 5 points? I believe it was. 5 more points.
It's just the problem. It's that size and stature advantage by number 18, Vanessa Seitz V-Diva. Even with the heavy hitters with capital punishment with 11, Pixie Pounder, number 32, Lavudu, they're getting the hits, but they just can't quite get just that extra oomph to get her all the way to the line and all the way out. And I think that's a big reason what we're seeing with the score differential so far, Showtime.
All right, power jam situation for the Liberty Bells as looks like Antidote's coming in against the line. Meanwhile, Wargasm sitting in the sin bin for Tallahassee. Antidote slides on through, takes herself lead jammer status. Looks like a nice slow up in the straightaway, and time to engage.
Zombie Vicious being sent off to the box for what I believe was called as a high block as Liberty Bell's jammer will engage. Pixie Pounder has to let her on by. Thumb is out for a grand slam for number 100, Antidote. Goes for the 2-3 lane. Can't quite get, Pixie Pounder can't quite get the momentum and advantage. Double grand slam. Perfect 10 for number 100.
5 more points.
Teflon Donna up with the 3-wall for capital punishment, helping get things going. Again, Pixie and Voodoo trying to hold the line, can't quite get it. Thumb is out, 15 points for Antidote.
She has an antidote to the game is playing. She says, give me points.
Well, this is how you cure the problems with power jams going against you. You put an Antidote on her own power jam. You send in number 85, Teflon Donna, to do the modified passive offense, breaking up that 3-wall up front for capital punishment. Antidote gets clear. Thumb is in for only 4 points, but 19's almost as good as 20. Showtime.
Hey, you know they're pushing it hard right now.
And unfortunately, number 44 for capital punishment, Wargasm, being sent off to the box. Power jam will renew itself. I believe that may have been for an illegal procedure. Antidote clears once again. Thumb is out, 24 points for the Liberty Bells.
Slide on through, take more points, take 5, they're small.
Teflon Donna, number 85, looking like Babe Ruth, just basically calling her shot, looking for the lane, and says, nah, Antidote, I've done enough. Let's see you get the hole this time. Nice defense by Zombie Vicious, but can't quite get her all the way out. Re-enters behind. Thumb is out for another grand slam.
Oh, and it was looking strong for Tallahassee for just a little while, but it looks like Philly has decided to play their game. Time runs out. By the way, if you're here in the location in Temple Terrace, known as Downtown Skate, and you happen to have been in the ladies' room here recently, in the first stall, you left your pants there. Somebody left their pants in the first stall. Just saying, not asking why. Maybe you got some fancy pants. This is the year of the fancy pants, and you changed into them. Did you just buy some fancy pants?
I have not bought some fancy pants. I'm more interested in knowing what you were doing in the ladies' room, and does Mrs. Showtime know on this one?
Somebody had to send me in there.
Okay. Number 247, Devoid of Mercy for the Liberty Bells on the power jam. Again, if you're watching on the stream, Liberty Bells in the aqua blue, capital punishment in the orange. Devoid of Mercy climbing the ladder, gets around number 11, Pixie Pounder, lead jammer Philly.
All right, number 247 just sliding hard on the track. Devoid of Mercy living up. No, we're not your pants. Oh, sliding Devoid of Mercy, showing no mercy. She's trying to get through that front line of Tallahassee. Oh, stretching it out, takes 5 in the sky, grand slam. No mercy given, none received. Sliding on through, we got ourselves a solid wall. Trying to get it, Vince.
Out of the darkness, into the light, done with her penalty, number 44, Wargasm. Hung up at that, what I believe is a 3-wall at the back of the pack with the Liberty Bells. Devoid of Mercy clear on the last scoring pass for 4. Still 3-wall up front. Wargasm trying to get her way on around the pivot. The 06, Michelle Castro holding the line.
Nice solid hits coming in by Philly. A 1-2 combination working Wargasm to the edge. Bam! Hitting it hard. Wargasm working to stay into the pack this time. Does not want to get that penalty that got sent her out the last time. Slides around finally to the front of the pack, which is where she wants to be. All right, sliding up. The action starting to get back and forth now in the pack. Devoid of Mercy cuts through. Hands on the hips ×4. The official sign is given. Call off this jam.
And no disrespect done whatsoever to the capital punishment blocking crew. Number 28, Zombie Vicious, or excuse me, Femvenomous, coming around on turn number 1, trying to get the hit. Just can't quite get the momentum or the full contact to get it all the way to the line. That's the key thing between the good teams and the great teams. The great teams will make sure on defense, whether it's passive offense or full speed, that you hit all the way to the line to make sure you get the skater back out. Showtime.
All right, looks like I'm seeing some Sox Populi on the track for Tallahassee. Am I seeing 18 again? Is that going to be V-Diva? Oh,
goes
she
for
says.
The Soul Crush. All the way back, maybe setting up for the 6-point pass. Showtime.
Oh, what a nasty play. Oh, frustration on Sox Populi's face as she comes around. Has to go all the way around to the front of the pack to go around to get to the back of the pack. That was a sly move by number 18, V-Diva.
And here's the crazy thing, with V-Diva knocking her all the way back in the Soul Crush, now she is on, as soon as she gets through the pack, pass number 0. By V-Diva's move, she went back to pass -1.
Oh, mathematics and derby. Who'd ever thunk it? There you go. Sliding around. Looks like Sox Populi on the track. And hands on the hips. 5 points added in by V-Diva, I believe, maybe. She says 5 in the sky. Look at me.
V-Diva pulling the office space saying, excuse me, I believe I want my Grand Slam.
All right, sliding it out. More pants given. Those are your pants. Come get them. Looks like they're Nikes, by the way. Blue, nice teal stripe. Maybe the person that was wearing them should be on the track right now. Hard to say.
Well, I know what we can say is that we are at another official timeout. Teflon Donna out at center track. I believe that maybe the bench coach for capital punishment as well, Showtime, talking things over with the officials.
All right, some of our sponsors and vendors out there today. I'd like to make major shout out to Fancy Pants because this is the year of the Fancy Pants. Also, Bont Skates, Hopcloth, Herbalife, Destruct Designs, Birds and Bunny, earth-friendly items, Studio V, Trackswear, StrictlyDerby.com, Handmade Jewelry by Ellie, Decor Noir, I'll say it right one of these days, and Turbo Rex Derby. All right, looking at the scoreboard right now, looks like Philly 101, Tallahassee 27, 12 minutes, 3 seconds on the clock till the halftime. Oh, looks like we have ourselves a little zebra huddle going on there. I just realized we should have had a announcer rep over there to relay the message. That's all right.
Well, it's a little bit interesting because we got I want to say replacement or temporary replacement Jam Timer Jubilee going over to the penalty box and checking a few things over with our scorekeepers table with the NSO zone over in turn number 2.
All right, looks like he is on patrol right now, taking care of business. And I just realized, too, that Jubilee has pink shoes to match the pink mustache.
Hey, go big or go home, son.
That's it, indeed. All right, on the track right now, looks like we got Brat from Tallahassee, 9001. When you see the big 06, that's going to be Castro in the teal and black. She says, number is not 6, it is 06. So please make sure you add the 0 because that's part of my number. She was very polite about it. Sliding in there, looks like Frozen Tundra on the outside edge. Who else you seeing in there, Vince?
Well, I'm seeing for the Liberty Bells, number 313, Emma Knock You Out. Number 88, Don K. Kong with the Jammer Star. That is 100 Antidote once again for the Liberty Bells. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's 527 on the outside lane, lane 4, Heavy Flow for the Liberty Bells.
I saw her when she was warming up earlier, and she accidentally bumped into one of her other skaters as part of the warm-up, and she knocked her over a few feet, shall we say.
Well, Heavy Flow is not just a cool nickname, it's a way of life.
There you go.
And now the official timeout resulting to track maintenance. 21st century, we can put a man on the moon. We have internet on our phones with 3, 4, and 5G, but we can't find anything better than duct tape to hold down the track.
All right, got to give a shout out to Rainbow Crash. Rainbow Crash, if you're in the house, Ducati Hottie loves you.
It's so fluffy.
Oh, there she is. Hi. There, right there. That's the one right there. She loves you.
And now everybody knows about it.
The secret's out. All right, looks like they're still going back and forth. Looks like Hemorrhoid giving some instruction back and forth. Look at that zebra huddle up there right now. You got Anakin Sky Skater, Chemical Assault. She's got one of the most complicated names in Derby. Chemical NAC1, the chemical equation for salt.
Well, as my ex-girlfriends will be happy to tell you, Showtime Chemistry was never my strong suit on that one. Still waiting for an official update as to the reason for the official timeout with our officials, Hull and Center Track. I did see one possibly making a no pass, no penalty signal. We'll see what we get. We can get somebody coming up for the official review. Again, Teflon down at Center Track along with Puerto Rican Poison and Capital Punishment. Head ref coming to talk things over for the ultimate result. And Shady Sadie going over the scorekeeper's table to talk things over. And I'm showing Philly's score going from 101 to 107. It is confirmed 6-point pass, courtesy of number 18, Vanessa Seitz V-Diva on the Soul Caress.
All right, what you see is what you get right here in roller derby action. Remember, if you're in the Tampa area and would like to jump in and see what this roller derby thing is all about, you know your friends are telling you that you want to watch roller derby, well, this is the weekend to watch it. Teams from all over the East Coast, get in the door over here at Downtown Skate, 5313 East Bush Boulevard. Back on the action, the whistle's blowing. 5-second warning, I believe, has been given just now.
Hey, how about that? Again, of the 6 sanctioned teams at Frankie Panky this weekend, 5 of them are going to Division I or Division II playoffs. And going to the front of the pack and getting the lead jammer call for the Liberty Bells, number 100, Antidote.
Antidote it is, sliding around the track. Oh, looks like Zombie Vicious coming finally through the pack and ready to roll, sliding around. Oh, sneaky, add the points, call it off. Looks like 4 points for her efforts. That adds it up, brings it up to 111.
And both teams wasting no time whatsoever getting their next lineups out for the Liberty Bells. Number 247, Devoid of Mercy, up against 4,000, the legendary jammer, recently turned blocker for the Capital Punishment. Who is that, Showtime?
Oh, that's the Great Wall of China. If you're going to say her name, say it right. Her name is the Great Wall of China, and everybody in Derby loves China.
Well, really, how can you not like China? Of course, one of her last bouts with Capital Punishment, she and her husband moving to Fayetteville, Arkansas. In the meantime, Pixie Pounder and LaVoodoo moving to the front of the pack to slow down the Void of Mercy.
All right, time for some sneaky fast feet. Meanwhile, Devoid of Mercy slides on, gets the big L in the sky. Meanwhile, 401 Tarantula taking her legs all the way back to the penalty box. Great Wall of China sneaks on through, finally getting into where she can maybe perhaps add some points to the board.
Not many jammers can say that they're able to juke past number 85, Teflon Donna. Great Wall of China able to do it, but nice defense. Teflon Donna forces the track cut. Power Jam, Liberty Bells, number 247, Devoid of Mercy.
Oh, if you could see it on the camera, her toe drug across the line, just enough. Chemical Assault calling no mercy on that one. You cut it, you go back, sending her to the box. Power Jam situation, Philly.
Yeah, certainly no lack of effort on number 4,000, Great Wall of China's part to try and dodge that track cut, but just number 85, Teflon Donna, got just enough to keep that right skate in bounds once she came back up. And of course, as longtime Derby fans will know, you're up, you're on your feet, you got 1 foot in, you got 1 foot out, and you enter in front of the opposing blocker, you're going to the box.
That's it. Looks like number 18 back at it one more time. Loving the long legs of V Diva Sights as she's on there trying to do exactly what she wants to do, make herself the lead jammer.
Gets on through. Capital Punishment reset. They'll put number 11, Pixie Pounder, possibly setting her up at the back. Now she shifts up front to the 4-wall up front, going for the Zerg Rush, swarming around all 4 blockers. Tries to power her way on through. Venomous has to let her on by. Gets by LaVoodoo. And thumb is out for a grand slam for number 18, Vanessa Sights V Diva.
I have never heard StarCraft used in Derby before, the Zerg Rush. I love it.
Well, of course, when you have all 4 blockers swarming the opposing jammer like Capital Punishment doing, trying to get on in there, 1 orange jersey to beat. Vanessa Sights gets on by, double grand slam, perfect 10.
All right, V Diva going in with her Diva status, coming around, adding the points to the board. She's been one incredible jammer so far this evening, and just non-stop action so far on the track.
Early on, to me, the difference in the score with this bout Showtime is 2 things. Even with the blocker disadvantages, Philly's Liberty Bell's been doing a great job of slowing down the opposing jammers for Capital Punishment. And number 2, right out there on the track with a star, number 18, V Diva, Vanessa Sights.
All right, looks like Pixie Pounder knocked to the inside. Nice recovery, avoiding. Meanwhile, V Diva going to the box. Jam is called. Tallahassee trying to work up.
No penalty on that one. That was credit to number 28, Femme Venomous, finally getting hit all the way to the line, getting enough strength to get Vanessa Sights all the way out, and rather than risk re-entering, avoiding the track cut penalty, and allowing an opportunity for Capital Punishment's jammer to score, she says, you know what, I'm just going to call it off there. Heads up play, veteran play, courtesy of number 18 for the Liberty Bells.
Absolutely. Nice call off. Nice call. Looks like Antidote coming up against Sox Populi on the track. Tarantula dead center of the track. Spreading out, trying to cover a lot. Oh, can the door open up? Fighting that wall. Oh, sliding on through. Looks like Philly takes it. Vince?
Indeed, that'll be number 100, Antidote. Part of it appeared to be that perhaps either the Liberty Bells blockers or the Capital Punishment blockers were trying to push the opposing team to the inside lane. And, of course, the door swings both ways. If you're not careful, you may leave a big enough outside lane for the opposing jammer to get on through, which is exactly what number 100, Antidote, does. As she gets through, calls it off for what is being credited for a 4-0 jam, Liberty Bells.
All right, looks like 7 minutes, 21 seconds on the board till the halftime. Having a great time down here at Frankie Panky, year of the Fancy Pants. Nice crowd so far out there. A lot of teams from all over the East Coast playing tonight. Up on the line, looks like Devoid of Mercy going up against the person who will give you no mercy. That is La Voodoo.
Mr. Smithers would like to remind you that the fans are not saying boo, they're saying La Voodoo earns.
That's right, pushing it through. Voodoo, number one blocker in the state, couple years running. Moved to the jammer status from time to time, and now you see her taking control as lead jammer.
Trying to put a gree-gree on the Liberty Bells. Both jammers in scoring position. Voodoo hits the back wall, calls it off, but the damage may have been done. It'll be 2-3 in favor of the Liberty Bells.
Oh, she tried to call it off before the hips got past, but oh, not fast enough.
She knew exactly what she was doing. She was trying to get that one extra split second to try and get past the hips of at least one or two blockers, get those points. But that one extra split second was just enough for the Liberty Bells to get that 1 point advantage at the end of that jam.
Ooh, it's getting cold in here. Almost like it's 273 degrees below zero. That must be frozen tundra.
The frozen tundra of Leon County up against number 18, Vanessa Seitz, V Diva.
All right, nice push back and forth. Looks like V Diva takes control with the big L in the sky as she comes around. Nice turn 3-4 action going on. And looks like, who's that?
Number 85, Teflon Donna, pivot for the Liberty Bells, being sent off to the box. Now capital punishment with a 3-2 pack advantage. Great Wall trying to go for the pop and stop to force the track cut on V Diva. No effect, she'll get through. 4 points on the pass. And V Diva calls it off, but may not have caught it in time. No, Tundra will get points on the board.
That's what we like to see. Points added in, bringing it up just one more point at a time. Philly 145, Tallahassee 134, 5:21 in the box, and 1, 2, 3 players in for Philly in the sin bin, 1 for Tallahassee.
And jammer matchup number 4, Sox Populi for capital punishment in the orange up against number 100, Antidote of the Liberty Bells, of course, in their classic aqua blue, aquamarine, teal blue, whatever the heck you want to call it.
Yeah, you know, that bluish color. Okay, so slides around. Nice whip around action, slides to the front. Antidote says, I got your antidote right here, and I'm all the way over here. Try to catch me if you can. Sox Populi working hard against 06 Castro. Castro says, bam, hard hits, slow down. Meanwhile, door opens back up. Antidote trying to get past Wargasm and Zombie Vicious. Zombie Vicious 1-2 combination. Oh, spin around, and she cuts through. Gives 1, 2, 3, 4. I count them up. 5 points in the sky.
But credit to 06, Michelle Castro getting enough on the outside lane to force the pop and stop block on number 4, Sox Populi, forcing her to go all the way back, and re-enter. And apparently now being sent off to the box, possibly for a track cut. Regardless, Power Jam, Liberty Bells, number 100, Antidote.
All right, this is where Tallahassee definitely does not want to be right now. Antidote says, I want to control this pack by getting points, and I want to control the bout by keeping myself actively moving until the whistle blows.
In the meantime, multiplayer block being sent off to the Tallahassee blocker. I believe that's Zombie Vicious, and another grand slam for number 100, Antidote.
All right, Philly playing some classic derby out here, using strong strategy to control Tallahassee on the track. Oh, nice toe run, gets on through. 5 in the sky for Antidote. She comes around. She doesn't even look tired. It's incredible.
Well, the Liberty Bells on an Ultra Jam. They've got the Power Jam. They've got a 4-2 pack advantage. And Showtime at that one, we could have gotten the Grand Slam.
You know, we should have sidestepped it ourselves, you know, get the announcer Grand Slam.
Exactly.
Oh, hop step takes it over the board. Another 5 in the sky added in for Antidote. She says, I'll just play this game until the whistle blows.
Well, Antidote number 100 trying to apparently remind us up here in the announcer booth that, hey, the Liberty Bells jammer bench goes far deeper than number 18, Vanessa Seitz V Diva, and certainly making it look great with a one more Grand Slam as she calls it off.
Okay, I'm disappointed. I'm going to admit it. I'm disappointed. She waited and had the whistle blow 7 seconds before the end. Why? She should have, you know, one more lap by then. Come on.
What's that old story about Larry Bird? He told the opposing blocker where he was going to make the shot from, how much time was going to be left on the clock, made the shot, and was angry when he did because he actually had one more second on than he said he was going to.
Like you said, call the ball on the line. 28, Femme Venomous going up against Devoid of Mercy. Inside, outside line, and the line goes to...
That's going to be 247 Devoid of Mercy, but number 28, Femme Venomous, certainly not giving up. Capital Punishment at the front wall with number 32 Lavuto and 4,000 Great Wall of China. And it's what Derby's supposed to be. Showtime. We got us a race.
Oh, we got it. These are some fast-moving skaters, and now the pack has come alive and moving incredibly fast on the track. We're going to find out if endurance and speed are holding for both teams right now. Voodoo, Great Wall of China, front line doing a chase the ace. Voodoo actually taking the lead right now. Normally, China would be the one that takes it. China just, bam, 1, 2, 3, three-player jam. Knocks to the inside, comes on through, looks like a track
And they're
cut.
calling a track cut penalty. Track cut, devoid of mercy, being sent off to the box. And they're calling destruction of the pack at number 4,000. Great Wall of China, but in the meantime, Grand Slam, Fem Venomous, showtime!
All right, sliding on through Fem Venomous and Team Venomous out there watching on Derbyland through Derby News Network. Venom trying to get through the pack, trying to wisp it out right now. Oh, looks like she took a knockdown turn number 1. Slowly spinning around. Oh, looks like a door opening up. Thank you, Miss Courtney. Courtney Smash out there doing a little smash action, trying to open up the door.
Pop and stop all the way back, has to re-enter on the outside straightaway. 3 wall at the back, now forming into a 4 wall. Now going the full Zerg rush, coming around the outside lane. Turns 1 and going into turns number 2. 1 blue jersey to beat, but buys enough time for the recycle for number 85, Teflon Donna. But they're going to call her for a low block penalty.
Interesting. She gets knocked out. Fem Venomous comes back into the pack. Still has an opportunity to get some points if she can get through. All right.
And they're calling another low block penalty. This one's going to go on number 44 for the Liberty Bells.
Fem Venomous need to build up some energy, get past these skaters right now. Tarantula, oh, hard hit. You know what? Sounds like the whistle blew. That's the end of that jam. All right, on the track, looks like Zombie Vicious. Am I seeing up there again? Do we have ourselves some V-Diva in the house?
I believe we do. This V-Diva kid might not be a bad addition to the Liberty Bells.
Oh, she's doing it. Oh, and she's taunting. Come on, let's play.
Saying, oh, capital punishments, come out and play.
Oh, look at this. We have, this is like a tease right now. Oh, the action. Oh, who's going to get through? Oh, and she gets tied up. Philly works and ties up Zombie Vicious in the outside edge ever. Looks like, I think she's taunting now.
Maybe just a little bit on the inside 9001. Brett trying to hold the line. And they'll force the track cut on number 18. Power Jam, capital punishment.
Oh, this is what Tallahassee's looking for right now. She's got to slide through. She's doing a quick equipment check, gets herself 5 points, get through that pack the last time. This is the opportunity to get points. She's got to push it out. She can take this out to the end of the jam. Oh, knock to the outside. Philly playing smart right now, pushing to the outside.
Number 527, Heavy Flow on the defense, forcing the pop and stop. Now 2 blockers at the back, now joined by 3. 527 Heavy Flow, number 85 at the pivot. Teflon Donna buys enough time for number 44 to come on in and recycle. And again, showtime. The Liberty Bells blocking crew just running that penalty kill like they drew it up and invented it.
You know what? This is Philly we're talking about. That may have happened as they come in through. Oh, and they got to push the jam hard around the track. Oh, looks like turn number 1 needs to be the place if you're going to sit for all the action right now, because everything has stopped right there. Call of no pack.
And I love what number 85, Teflon Donna, was doing. She saw the moment the inside pack ref made that no pack warning signal, went right back to reform the pack, keep her blockers in play. Great move by the veteran. Holding up front, finally sees the warning, has to let Zombie Vicious on by.
5 points.
And now look, V-Diva's back. She's done with her penalty. She'll get 5 on that pass too.
Oh, she just got iced. There you come around. I don't think she made contact, but she came around. If she would have had ice under her, she would have been blowing some ice on that one.
And I'm seeing 2 different signals. It looks like our head ref was possibly making an official timeout signal. I saw Jubilee looking like he was making the signal saying, hey, that's the half. We'll see if we can get some clarification on that. I do see Teflon Donna at center track with the officials. Number 44, Wargasm coming on out. Bench coaches look like they're coming on out too. Tampers were coming out for their halftime warm-up and now clearing the track, making sure everything's squared away because it's not officially halftime until the head ref says, hey, we're at the half.
Well, we can give it an approximate time right now. We got about 14, 15 minutes, give or take. They'll probably try to keep it pretty close to on track, trying to keep the schedule rolling right now. Looking as you fan across the fans out there, you got a good variety of fans, couple, 3 rows deep, from some youngsters all the way up to some not so youngsters. Big shout out to Stan the Fan. He's one of our newer announcers coming from Lakeland.
I know we definitely got some Lakeland Derby Dames Rockabilly Rebels in the house, so glad they can make it all the way over from Polk County to check out the action all weekend long here at Downtown Skate in Temple Terrace, 5313 East Bush Boulevard. But hey, who's plugging at this point?
Hey, you know what? That's because you got yourself a GPS to get you here in no time. Looks like Tampa getting ready to do a little warm-up action on the track. Is that Betty Kruger and Blackjack?
That's Betty Kruger, that's Blackjack, a little bit breaker, number 9, Alley Cat Scratch, number 7, Tasmaniac, over here in turn number 3.
Blackjack and I have history. Because you guys can call her Blackjack, and she will yell out this thing called Time Show.
85, Teflon Donna with the jam star for the first time this morning. She'll be up against number 32 for Capital Punishment. Who is that?
La Voodoo. And the whistle blows. Door opens up. Voodoo gets knocked to the outside. Not where she wants to be. All right, lead jammer status going out. Teflon Donna comes around. Nice big slide around. Comes around that turn 3-4 without even thinking about it.
Number 85, Teflon Donna, also on Team USA for the undefeated World Cup of Roller Derby Champions as she enters the pack on her first scoring pass. Drags her feet on the outside lane, stays in bounds past number 44, Wargasm, and calls it off.
All right, I'd like to send some special shouts out, going out into the Derby world out there, watching on Derby News Network. Awful Waffle, longtime official Derby stalker. Big shout out to her. Remember, extra syrup on those waffles. And a certain young lady by the name of Serenity Storm.
Number 413 got a special message for her, enjoying what she's hearing on the feed with 2 of the longest tenured Derby announcers in the state of Florida with Showtime and Vince Hannity. As we'll go to a team timeout, this one being credited to the Liberty Bells. This, as long as it doesn't convert to an official timeout, will be their first team timeout of today's bout. Both teams have 3 throughout the course of the bout. But I have a sneaking suspicion this might just go to an official timeout as we got captains at center track again.
Imagine that. All right, looking around on the track, we've got teams represented from all over the East Coast. A lot of Florida teams showing up. This is one of those opportunities for teams to get together and not only watch Derby, but to study to see how some of the other teams play. We got Space Coast Roller Derby representing. This guy over here has got an awesome shirt on. It's one of those camp shirts covered in smoking skulls. Awesome. What was that?
The Space Coast Skunk Apes. That's what they're asking for.
Oh, move this. Excuse me.
I'm sorry, sir. You have a flamingo butt on your table.
Yes, I do. There he goes. Is that better? That's better.
Thanks to executive producer Tommy Riggins, or as we're calling him this weekend, or at least as I'm calling him this weekend, Tommy Cena. Glad to have him along for the ride.
That's what they're there for.
And, of course, thanks to all-around volunteer organizer and all-around good guy Gary Dazan for all his help out this weekend.
You know, and DJ Ito spinning the tunes. We got any DJ Ito fans in the house? Anywhere? Anybody ever heard the man spinning the tunes? Yes, show the love for DJ Ito.
The Liberty Bells are wowed by the Tallahassee love for DJ Ito. Let's see if they can translate that to success on this next jam.
That's what I want to see right now. Yeah, we got Flirting with Disaster over here working on the stream, making sure everything gets up and moving as the jam continues, and even got a little track maintenance going on in turn number 4. You know, we couldn't do this without the volunteers. You may not be able to make it as a skater because, hey, you may not want to skate. But roller derby is a bootstrap type business where we need volunteers of all sorts. So if you're interested in derby, go check out your hometown league. Volunteer. You might be the next announcer, ref, NSO, those non-skating officials. Those are the ones that are really important out there because they're the ones that are low-key. They're the ones you see out in the pink.
And back underway, 3 blockers for Capital's Punishment, all over number 18, Vanessa Seitz, V Diva, and buys enough time for the Frozen Tundra of Leon County, number 273, Lead Chemmer.
All right, Frozen Tundra coming around. Oh, she has got the smile on her face right now. Nope, I'm sorry, that wasn't a smile. That was the intent look of I'm going to get through a wall here. Opens up, slides, adds, and calls it off. 1, 2, 3.
Did she get it in time to shut down? They're signaling V Diva no points, so might have just gotten just enough. And quite possibly the first time all morning V Diva's been shut down.
Hey, you know what? Maybe this is going to be a trend for the second half. 25-26 on the clock. Score sitting right now, 219-71. Philly in control of the board as we said. All right, looks like, is that Antidote coming in on the Blues again?
That'll be number 100 Antidote up against the People's Quad Skates, number 4.
Sox Populi.
2-all at the back for the Liberty Bells, slowing down Sox Populi. In the meantime, Antidote climbing the ladder, gets on through past Zombie Vicious, lead jammer, Liberty Bells.
All right, pushing on through, and she just sliding. She just knows how to play this track. I'm wondering if this is similar to what they skate on up north.
Well, I know they have a variety of different floors, particularly for East Coast Derby Extravaganza, which they just hosted 3 weekends ago up in Featureville in suburban Bucks County. They have a roller hockey floor with 3 separate rinks, so it's not entirely different from what we've got here at Downtown Skate in 5313 East Bush Boulevard here in Temple Terrace. So sometimes it's a disadvantage for opposing teams coming in to skate against Tampa, but perhaps not quite so much for the Liberty Bells.
All right, so a quick announcement. If you're trying to get food and you've got one of the tickets, make sure you're holding those tickets up. Those are important for you to show because that's how they know who to get the food to. So please remember to display your tickets. Thank you.
Display your tickets because otherwise the announcers will claim it as salvage.
Absolutely.
In the meantime, number 85, Teflon Donna with the star for the Liberty Bells going up against, I believe it's number 28, Femme Venomous for capital punishment.
It is indeed. She's pushing through. Oh, getting a little help from the Voodoo. Oh, 1-2 skates. Oh, major back block on 4,000. Great Wallagina back block major.
Yep, that is the call. Back block penalty. And lead jammer number 85, Teflon Donna, Liberty Bells.
All right, she's got the WTF look on her face right now, but hey, she goes to the box, doesn't contest it, she plays it smart. Oh, hard hit in the straightaway.
As I like to say, it's the old Fred Willard, hey, what happened? But certainly what happened is Teflon Donna gets on through, looks to the bench for a signal, wait for the signal, looks like 4 points, signaled by Chemical Assault. Oh, great move by Femme Venomous on the outside, matches the 4 by Tef.
All right, that just takes that one out. 4 points added in Tallahassee. That's the way they want to do it. They want to get points. Now they got to start adding more, get more than the other team.
And nice defense by number 11, Pixie Pounder, and forces Teflon Donna to call up, who reminds the jam rep, excuse me, sir, but I wish to end this jam now, please. Thank you very much.
And so how do they do that? Let's see. Hand up, hand down, hand up, 4 times, and that calls off the jam.
Stop, you're going too fast for me.
I know, it's very complicated. Well, it's true. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And remember, this is the temple of the pink flamingo, so remember, you must represent and bow to the pink flamingo. Go ahead, Vince. You know you want to.
Hello. I want to get back to the action, but apparently we're going to have an official timeout as signaled by our jam timer and head rep.
Hey, you know the flamingo has a name. His name is
That's Frank the Flamingo.
Frank the Flamingo.
He came about with one of Tampa Roller Derby's trips back in 2008 to Atlanta, their first ever WFTDA sanctioned bout. I believe it was, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was Slammy Davis Jr. and Demi Morg who came up with the idea of Frank the Flamingo, which is perpetuated to 2013 with our 4th annual Franky Panky Invitational.
Looks like we have gone to official timeout and then get off the track. Oh, Jew Bully gives the 5-second major dance move over there.
We're back underway as Zombie Vicious, no match, number 18, Vanessa Sites, V-Diva once again, lead jammer.
Oh, she stepped through that crowd. Again, she's using those long legs to her advantage. She took the outside route and then cut inside for a nice slip through. Got the point, or not the points, but got the status that she needs to be. And now she added in 4 points.
It's almost the antithesis of Derby in some ways. They encourage you in Derby to skate low, get those shorter, lower center of gravity. Vanessa Sites, V-Diva, number 18, defies every single principle, and her style of jamming has just worked to incredible effect all morning long for the Liberty Bells.
Well, there are standards for Derby that you're supposed to get low, you're supposed to get fast, you're supposed to be stable. Sometimes those taller skaters are stable, but they don't have to get low. They know how to move their bodies and manipulate themselves. So, just a thought.
Number 100, Antidote with the star for the Liberty Bells, but she is no match for number 32 for Capital Punishment.
La Voodoo as she slides out. Oh, some power play action going right now. Bam, hard hit into the wall. Calls it off right after getting through 0-0 that pass. Disappointing.
Yeah, not a bad move by Capital Punishment. They took the front wall, left the Liberty Bells on the back wall, tried to let La Voodoo come in as the first jammer through the pack, just couldn't quite get those hips around in time before going out of bounds and calling it off. Unfortunately for Capital Punishment, 0 jam all around.
You know, if you want to see some of the photos for the bouts as you're going around, remember jammertime.com.
That's courtesy of Ken LeBlue and LeBlue Photography, the official photographer for the Fort Myers Derby Girls, as well as all the great photographic talent we've got here with Christopher Weeks, and great talent on the track with number 85, Teflon Donna, lead jammer Liberty Bells.
All right, Teflon Donna moving as slick as her name says, as nothing seems to stick to her as she slides on through the pack one more time for a Grand Slam, Philadelphia.
Pivot for the Liberty Bells, trying to get out of bounds. Frozen Tundra finally clears on the initial pass. Number 28, Femme Venomous, trying to hold back Tef. Tef gets the one skate up, stays in bounds, gets clear, gets it called, and calls it off in enough time before Tundra can score any points.
Oh, most disappointing, but it happens that way in Derby. 20 minutes, 8 seconds on the clock. 2:44 to 75 if you're watching online as the Tallahassee and Philadelphia play today. At the Liberty Bells and Capital Punishment right now. Looks like some Tallahassee skaters trying to motivate themselves with some hooting and some hollering from the team box.
At this point, Showtime, if you're from Tallahassee, I don't know what's the scarier sight. Walking the long hall to Old Sparky or seeing number 18, Vanessa Seitz, with a jammer star up against you.
Indeed, indeed. Nice slide through, and looks like VD gets herself a... Besides, she comes through, she goes, I got it, I'm through. Long leg boom, here I am again. Oh, nice avoiding Orgasm's hips, comes around, stays her way through with a Grand Slam.
Credit to number 247, the pivot for the Liberty Bells, Devoid of Mercy, with the assist on that, just slowing down Sox Populi, trying to run the bridge, keep her slowed down as Vanessa Seitz V-Diva re-enters again on the outside, gets clear, wait for it, wait for it. 4 points, Liberty Bells.
Oh, the whistle blows. That's the end of that jam.
And of course, part of why we're seeing some of these score differentials in bouts throughout 2013 with the new WFTDA rankings formula, they take greatly into effect the margin of victory affecting your rankings at that point. So that's why we're seeing, particularly this year, so many bouts that would otherwise in previous years be considered blowouts. Not to say that they're not blowouts, but just that margin of victory for any team in a sanctioned bout just so important at this point, Showtime.
Absolutely, and jamming through, looks like Antidote comes on through, taking the big L in the sky one more time. Big L status by Chemical Assault showing a big L. Looks like Femme Venomous coming around. Says she's got that look on her face. Now, she was a brown belt in judo, by the way.
Well, unfortunately, the use of hands and throws are generally discouraged in women's flat track roller derby, so that's going to go against number 28, if I'm not mistaken.
It could be, but you know what? She has used a lot of control on the track, because I've seen her throw down more than once.
And in the meantime, Capital Punishment's three-wall blocking crew doing the runaway play. Liberty Bells with the whip to try and break things off. Can't quite get around it. That will be Trailer Thrash, Great Wall of China, and LaVoodoo keeping things up. But finally, Philly catches on up, and they'll call number 85, Courtney Smash, for a destruction of the pack for going that far out of play away from the pack.
And she was trying. She was skating all she could. But this pack has picked up speed. It has to be doing 20, 30, 40 miles an hour. Or not.
And number 100, Antidote, gets credited with 3, but couldn't quite get past number 32, LaVoodoo. The 1984 Ronnie James Dio, LaVoodoo on that jam, the last in line.
All right, looks like Zombie Vicious coming up against Teflon Donna and an official timeout.
Yep, bench coach for Capital Punishment, Puerto Rican Poison, coming in to talk things over with, I believe, our head ref, Hemorrhoid. Here comes number 85, Teflon Donna, and bench coaches to talk things over.
Well, like I said, when I thought it was official, but I guess it wound up being a team timeout. It happens that way sometimes, but Drew Bully, you know, I like this guy. He's funny. He knows how to dance. He gets out there and has a good time.
How do you mean funny? Funny like a clown funny? What do you mean by funny here?
You know what? I'm going to use the word funny and let you make your own determination about. Yeah, he's trying to get the fans into it. What, are you afraid to dance out there? Come on, fans. You know you want to dance along with Jubilee. Come on. Okay, apparently he doesn't know how to get them motivated out there.
I can't quite tell if that's the electric slide or the Cupid shuffle he's doing at this point.
It's the pee-pee dance, okay? Hey, it looks like the Philly fans are starting to come alive in turn number 4.
Well, that's turn number 4 over there. I believe that's Jacksonville's New Jack City Rollers. Jubilee, of course, one of their former NSOs before heading out west to Southern California. The New Jack City Rollers, of course, victorious in their first bout earlier today. And we're back up and we're back underway. Showtime.
All right, welcome back from Derby News Network. We'll be replaying some of our previous portions of the bout that you may have missed a little bit later. But now back to the action. Philly versus Tallahassee, 256-75, right here on Derby News Network at Franky Panky, Tampa, Florida.
Number 85, Teflon Donna, jammer for the Liberty Bells, gets through on the inside, virtually untouched lead jammer, finishes the first scoring pass, wait for it, gets credited with 4 on that pass up against Zombie Vicious for capital punishment, calls it off before she can engage.
Oh, she could have just got that hop step just a split second further. She might have got some points on it. But Philly playing smart. Philly's playing very smart. Like I said, they're one of the top teams in the world right now. And we were talking about the score differentials. But another thing to consider, too, is that with any sport, you learn as much playing a team that is better than you than you do if you play a team that perhaps you're stronger than. That way you can pick up on things that might work for you, things you may have never seen in person. So, I mean, it's a game, but at the same time, it is a lesson on both ends.
And it's number 18, Vanessa Sites V-Diva, lead jammer for the Liberty Bells, going against number 4,000, the Great Wall of China for capital punishment, who will get clear on her initial pass.
Looks like 3 in the box currently for Tallahassee, but looks like a wave off sends Wargasm back to the pack. Whistle blows. That was quick, fast, and in a hurry as the jam is called.
Jam ends. Well, we're set number 32, La Voodoo for capital punishment up against number 100, Antidote for the Liberty Bells. If you're just rejoining us on the feed, again, capital punishment in their traditional orange and black colors, and the Liberty Bells in their traditional blue colors. 5 seconds away from the next jam, 264.75. Liberty Bells lead, and on the inside, virtually untouched, Antidote gets clear. Late toss-off of the pivot panty by capital punishment, realizing that, hey, we can't have 2 pivots on the track with 1 in the box, and La Voodoo just powers away on past the Liberty Bell blocker.
It was a solid hit, and it was completely legal because she turned around right into the path of number 32.
For somebody that's basically into magic, that was just very much raw power. That was basically La Voodoo smash.
All right, back on the track, number 85, Teflon Donna going up against number 4, Sox Populi, the Sox. So the people from Tallahassee, looks like Sox tied up in the pack, and lead jammer status going out. Teflon Donna taking a strong lead while Sox plays in the midst of the pack. Oh, and looks like, yep, she's getting sent. Nope, she's not. Back to the back of the pack. Thought she was going to get a penalty on that.
And these last couple of jams showtime, it looks like the Liberty Bells has figured out the initial blocking strategy of capital punishment. Last 3 or 4 jams, whether it's inside or outside, they're able to get the pack movement enough of a lane that their jammer can take 1 step, bam, right on through the scrum start. The lead jammer call. This last jam was outside for number 85, Teflon Donna, as she'll clear. She'll get credit with 4 on the pass and call it off before Sox can engage.
All right, now Teflon Donna was smart on that one. She waited until Sox was maybe 30 feet out, and then she calls it off before she could engage to get any points. So regardless of where Teflon Donna was point-wise, Sox had to burn off all that energy for nothing.
Absolutely. Donna, the veteran, realizing, hey, the clock is our ally at this point. Burn off as much clock time as we can humanly possibly do so. Capital punishment needs all the time it can get to get anywhere back into this. We're currently leading them by about 208 points as we're about to resume with number 273, the Frozen Tundra of Leon County, up against number 18, Vanessa Sites, V-Diva for the Liberty Bells. And again, there's that one step on the inside lane. Number 18, Vanessa Seitz, V-Diva, lead jammer Philly. For that last jam showtime, probably part of what happened was that Capital Punishment only has 2 blockers on the track, and with that 4-2 pack advantage for the Liberty Bells, they can pretty much just boss their way around wherever they want to on the pack at this point. Vanessa Seitz will get clear. Thumbs out. Grand slam, Philly.
All right, 5 points added in. That's what Philly likes right now. They're shooting for that 300-point bout. 13:21 on the clock. Looks like they might be able to get it. I'm sorry.
The outside skate, one skate gets through, stays in bounds. Grand slam.
That was creative. And see, another big skater that knows how to skate. This is not just knocking people around. There's an actual strategy and a lot of skill involved.
I'm just watching her clear that pack, just shaking her head with a big smile on her face, saying, I can't believe what these kids are doing to me. Gets slowed down, finds the inside lane, gets through her. Another Grand Slam Philly. They're over 300 at this point.
I think she just stuck her tongue out at everybody like, whatever.
And they'll call a track cut. And unfortunately for Tallahassee, that's going on 273, Frozen Tundra.
Oh, bad time, bad point for Tallahassee to go to the box. Power jam situation for Philadelphia.
Great Wall trying to say, hey, what can I do at that point? Oh! They're going to call V-Diva off to the box. I don't know if that was a forearm or direction of gameplay. Power jam Frozen Tundra for a brief period of time.
And this is an opportunity for Tallahassee to put some points on the board.
Power jam done as V-Diva done with that short penalty that Frozen Tundra had. Another Grand Slam. And with no lead jammer, we go the full 2 minutes.
And the full 2 minutes happen to end very quickly thereafter. If you're hanging out here on the inside of Downtown Skate, I'd like to encourage you to go visit our vendors. Go see some of the team areas. I see Capital Punishment Tallahassee set up right now in the corner spot. Get yourself some TRG gear. I've noticed different teams are setting up in that same spot throughout the day, so that's apparently the place to be.
Back underway, jammer for the Liberty Bells with one orange jersey to beat. But they'll call it. Oh, they're calling it for a delay of game as they had one of the blockers who went back to the bench was not remaining on the track for her penalty to be served. But I did see the outside pack refs making that delay of game hand signal. So we're now at an official timeout to clarify things.
And you know what? They're the referees. They can do these things. Just an observation.
Here comes Puerto Rican plays in to talk things out with the head ref as well as the bench coach of the Philly Liberty Bells and number 85, Chef Landana. Fans here in Downtown Skate, Capital Punishment kindly, respectfully request that you please make some noise.
All right. Test 2, 3. All right, looks like Tallahassee waiting for them just anxiously. We're back on, and welcome back to the audio portion on Derby News Network. We're here at Frankie Panky 2013. We'll be replaying this later on for you for what you missed on the action. It has been an incredibly fun bout so far. Philadelphia obviously in control right now with a 3:12.75 advantage over Tallahassee. And 11 minutes, 14 seconds on the clock with an official timeout after a delay of gameplay penalty called. As the referees meet up, make their decision about what they're going to do, strategies are being called.
We're trying to sort it out showtime with the officials. The previous jam had gotten underway, then it was called off. I did see at least 2 officials go over to the benches with that clear delay of game hand signal that, of course, you and I both learned from our Association of Flat Track Derby Announcers Handbook and Standards and Proofs. We're trying to wait for the official word. We hope to have an update for each and every one of you as soon as we get an update.
Absolutely. And I'd like to send a big thanks out to everybody that's still hanging out online and watching, even though there was no audio, because right now this young lady has been working so hard. Yes, she has. That look was the "I'm going to kill you" look. You've missed a lot of action. You've missed a lot of derby, but you've got 11 minutes and 14 seconds.
All I can say, fans, is with the free feed, hey, you get what you pay for.
Hey, you know what? Reader rollover, you're right. You've missed about 100 points. It happens. Life goes on.
And speaking of 100 points, number 100, Antidote for the Liberty Bells. Inside lane, lead jammer, Philly. The Capital Punishment still hasn't quite figured out how to stop the Liberty Bells from just literally walking past that scrum start.
I think she's teleporting. She just popped from one to the next.
How do Einstein's theory of relativity figure out into the WFTDA January 1st, 2013 rule set? That's what I want to know.
You know what? I don't think he cares. All right, on the track, 3:16.75, Philadelphia in the control, 10 minutes, 40 seconds on the clock. Coming up to jam for Tallahassee, number 28, Femme Venomous. Looks like her opponent for this particular jam is going to be number 85, Teflon Donna. Easily pointed out in the teal and black. Both are tall skaters. Both seem to have strategy.
Well, interesting. Teflon Donna at the half had 4 trips to the penalty box, but skating extremely well in the second half. She'll get the call. Lead chamber gets clear, and the Liberty Bells blocking crew coming around turn 1, turn 2. Femme not quite done with her initial pass. Tef moves to engage, gets around the outside of Great Wall of China. Can't quite get clear. Now gets clear. There's the thumb. There's the Grand Slam.
5 points added in for Philadelphia, that pass. Back the action in the pack. Looks like Tallahassee trying to figure out a quick wall, but not enough to assemble quick enough to stop number 100.
And on the outside for the Liberty Bells, number 401, Tarantula with a pop and stop on Femme Venomous. Femme, I'm not even sure if she's done with her initial pass with a full rotation through the track. Tap gets clear. Thumb out. Another Grand Slam. Liberty Bells. And a 2-wall with number 85, Courtney Smash, and the pivot for Capital Punishment, slowing down Teflon Donna for maybe a second, but another Grand Slam. Calls it off, gets 2 more points, and holds Capital Punishment scoreless.
You know what, if you're just coming up right now on Derby News Network and you're just seeing and you're wondering, what exactly are you watching? Well, you're watching women's flat track roller derby. You're watching a tournament down in Tampa, Florida, a little thing called FRANKY PANKY. It's located down on Bush Boulevard at downtown Skate, located at 5313 East Bush Boulevard. And yes, we are at the Temple of the Pink Flamingo. That's what I like to call it. If you don't like it, too bad. I'm on the mic right now. Whistle blows. Oh, stepping on through VD, but just steps and stretches and gets on through. Takes herself a big L in the sky, which is called lead jammer.
But credit to the Capital Punishment blocking crew for the first time around. Capital Punishment made the Philly Jammers work getting through on that initial pass to get the lead jammer call. She'll get through on the first pass, 4 points, and calls it off. Who? We're just 2 guys up here on the stand, son.
All right, coming up, looks like number 100, Antidote, squaring off against number 32, La Voodoo. You know, I have to say, and yes, I'm a little biased on that, I like watching Voodoo when she jams because it's not normal to see somebody that's you see in the blocking position to get up there and go really, really fast.
2 blockers now, 3 blockers trying to slow down. Antidote sneaks around to the outside, but she'll get lead jammer called, and number 11, Pixie Pounder, pivot for Capital Punishment being sent off for what I believe was called as a high block, if I saw the hand signal correctly.
All right. Oh, gets through, calls it off, sneaky fast, adds a few points, stops. You know, at this point, that's all they need to do.
And Voodoo was desperately trying to hit the afterburners, get through past at least one opposing blocker's hips, so dangerously close, just couldn't quite get it in the nick of time.
You know, as the time rolls out, we're about 7 minutes left on the clock. Right now you're watching Philly and Tallahassee, but coming up at about 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Tampa Roller Derby takes on the Ithaca League of Women Rollers. That should be a fun bout. Like to watch Tampa because they are so much fun on the track.
Tampa, of course, also going to the Division I playoff site in Richmond, Virginia, the weekend of September 13th through September 15th. I believe their first-round bouts, actually, I was going to say it was in New Hampshire, but that's not them. That's for New Jack City and Jacksonville. Regardless, lead jammer, Liberty Bells, number 85, Teflon Donna. 2 all up front for the Liberty Bells, slowing down number 273, Frozen Tundra. And on the inside, Teflon Donna draws a track cut, Power Jam Tallahassee.
All right, this is where Tallahassee needs to be. Frozen Tundra has to get through that pack to get some points. If she can get through and keep herself out of the box, she could feasibly close it up, at least make a dent on that score right now. Frozen Tundra finally cutting through, not the lead jammer, so the jam continues.
Jam goes the full 2 minutes with no lead jammer on the track. 3-3 pack, no advantage either team. Tundra moves to engage.
Tundra fighting a 4-wall for Liberty Bells. Oh, just pushing. Oh, opens up. Nope, gets knocked to the outside.
And that's courtesy of number 44, fully automatic. But she'll get sent to the box possibly for a direction, a gameplay penalty. And thumb is out, grand slam, Frozen Tundra.
All right, 5 frosty points on the board for that skater as she comes around. Now she needs to get about, 300 more.
Hey, no big.
Yeah, you know, we got time.
And pop and stop defense forcing Frozen Tundra to re-enter behind all the Philly blockers. Pivot trying to push her blockers back and forth. Of course, under the rules, you can push and pull your own blockers. And unfortunately, number 11, Pixie Pounder, being sent back off to the box. Frozen Tundra inbounds, sent to the box.
I believe that was a forearm call. Maybe half and half. I don't know. I couldn't
I
quite
think
tell.
I saw an illegal procedure. I'm not quite sure. We'll see if we can get a clarification. And back out of the penalty box, Teflon Donna through for another grand slam, number 85 for the Liberty Bells. And hey, that's 2 minutes right there.
Hey, you know what? 2 minutes of your life just went by enjoying roller derby. You know what? Tell all your friends. Tell all your friends. Tell them to come on down. Tell them if you know what? I realize you're not all close. Go online to derbynewsnetwork.com. Let's completely fill the feed and share it.
Hey,
across the
Phil,
world.
I have something very important to talk to you about. We've never talked about this before. It's about roller derby.
It is indeed.
And with the and 3 scariest words you can hear at Capital Punishment right now. Vanessa Seitz, Power Jam.
And the Power Jam continues, slides on, and V-Diva Sights. You know what? So far, I'm impressed.
Well, she was with her time with Lehigh, but they'll force the track cut, courtesy of 4,000 Great Wall of China. Once butt hits seat, Capital Punishment gets their own Power Jam.
One jammer enters, one jammer leaves. Such is the rule of roller derby. Frozen Tundra had a nice chance to rest and recuperate. This is her chance to get some more points on the board.
4-wall up front for the Liberty Bells. Slowing down, number 273, Frozen Tundra. Trying to keep those skates moving, but have her at a standstill. Number 44, fully automatic, lets her on by, and they'll call a low block. I believe that was on Tarantula, and that's only Tundra's initial pass. Tundra moves to engage on what's being credited as her first pass. Whistle's being blown. Somebody's going to the box.
Looks like 44. It's going to be Wargasm making her way to the box on that one. Pack stuck in that one little 1-2 turn right now. Oh, and skaters get knocked left and right. Oh, hard hit, jammer on jammer. Sends Frozen Tundra to the outside. Knocked down by Pixie Pounder.
Yeah, and they're going to call number 11 Pixie Pounder. She's going to get the low block there. And I believe the ruling is because, hey, there wasn't a fall small. There was kind of a basically sprawling all over there. Typically with the rules, if you fall small, they'll do everything they can to avoid calling it on you. If you sprawl out, you're going to the box.
And it happens sometimes. Keeps on moving on the track. She slides into the penalty box. 60 seconds of hanging out there. Meanwhile, V-Diva slides through with another grand slam. 5 points.
That was more like a hop. I believe it's called the Zip Zop Scuba da Bop, if I'm not mistaken. Jam will get called on too. Somebody's going to the box. Number 85, Courtney Smash going for the smash. Number 18, V-Diva, possibly a stinger on the hip, but walks it off, says it's only a flesh wound.
All right, looks like we're having a timeout, and medics coming to the edge of the track and then get waved off. This was a dry run to make sure that the medics could respond quickly. Thanks, Mama Trauma. You did a fantastic job of getting your crew up and moving. By the way, speaking of medics, this is one of those types of sports that you have to have a particular type of staff on scene. This is a full contact sport. They move fast. They're aggressive. Suddenly somebody gets hurt. You don't want to say, okay, yeah, we're going to call somebody and have them en route to you next week. We keep medical staff on scene. And for a tournament, we keep multiple layers of medical staff just in case. So thank you, medics. Thank you, medics, wherever you are.
Thank you, of course, to Mama Trauma and Foxy Del Fuego of Mama Trauma's Wham-bulance crew.
Yeah, coming up next in about, 15, 17 minutes, we'll have Tampa taking on Ithaca. Ithaca League of Women Rollers, I believe is their name.
And we're at an official timeout. One of the refs bringing out one of the penalty box staff, possibly a question and clarification on penalty issues. We'll see if we can get an official clarification.
So for those of you that are watching on Derby News Network and trying to figure out Jubilee, yes, he has a pink mustache. It is a fashion icon. He's going top to bottom in pink. And you know what? It's whiff to pink, so it's allowable.
He's got the shoes, he's got the mustache, he's got the yarmulke, eh?
And he's even got a shirt, too. I mean, hey. So we're going from Jubilee to slow motion. You good?
Well, this is Jubilee's understudy. We've got Jubilee over in center track with our officials clarifying a few things. Looking very quizzically at our whiteboard at center track.
All right, looking at the scoreboard right now for those of you watching online and those that might be, say, I don't know, at the snack bar enjoying something to eat. Philly currently sitting at 361 points, Tallahassee 88, 2 minutes, 12 seconds on the board, and we're 2 minutes and 20-some-odd seconds into this official timeout.
I don't know, Showtime. I don't think it's that big a lead. I think capital punishment can take him at this point. I'm just saying.
You know what? I'd like to see them at least break 100. You know, they're playing a higher-ranked team. And that's the way you go. Like we said earlier, this is one of those things where they have a chance to learn. If they can't succeed, they can at least learn lessons and play that forward.
And certainly can do well to learn by number 100, Antidote, Lee Jammer, Liberty Bells. But number 32, La Voodoo, clears the pack as well.
All right, this is one of those actions where you're going to see whether or not, Billy didn't have a chance to even line up to block Voodoo.
Antidote wasn't even messing around. She's like, call it off, call it off, call it off. Ranked number 14 in the WFTDA June 30th, 2013 rankings. They are going to the Richmond, Virginia Division I playoff site, weekend of September 13th through the 15th. First round opponent, the Kansas City Roller Warriors.
All right, whistle blows. Jammers move on the track. Tallahassee trying to rebuild their pack right now with one still in the box. Worgasm coming in to join us. Teflon Donna in the lead jammer status for Philly.
Voodoo back out with a star once again. Wanted another pass. Number 44, fully automatic with a block. And the delayed call on number 32, LaVoodoo. I'll assume that the jam rep saw something that we didn't see from our vantage point. Showtime Power Jam, number 85, Teflon Donna. Moves to engage.
They tried indeed. They tried to form up a wall to block, but Teflon Donna, living up to her name, slipped on by the competition. Nothing sticks to Teflon Donna.
Split vertical offense, passive. Gets around number 44, Wargasm, Grand Slam, number 85.
Yeah, Pixie Pounder tried to get in with a strong booty block. She's known for those because she knows how to move what her mama gave her.
Great Wall of China, certainly no slouch whatsoever as well. Trying to run the bridge, but Tef powers her way on through for another Grand Slam. Calls it off, calls timeout.
That was quick strategy. She glanced at the clock. The timeout was called. There is, I believe, am I seeing that? 5 seconds? Is that what it was?
5 seconds. As long as you've got time on the period clock, And the clock is stopped. You got time for one more jam. And here's what I think was part of the great strategy if Philly actually designed this. Teflon Donna, one of the captains, out there jamming. So as soon as she called it off, was able to turn right around to the head rep on the inside track and say, timeout, timeout, timeout.
Absolutely. There is strategy within strategy within strategy. And with Derby, when you think you got it all, guess what? Somebody's coming up with something different. All right, looks like the official time on the clock, 7 seconds left. Now, for those of you that are watching for the first time online or maybe even out in locally, once the jam starts, it goes until the jam is called off, or 2 minutes, whichever the case may be.
385 to 88. Number 18, Vanessa Seitz, V-Diva with the star for the Liberty Bells. Gets around, Wargasm gets around, Great Wall of China, lead jammer Vanessa Seitz in Philly.
And looks like the Philly bench is doing the Rocky theme song. I'm gonna fly now, I believe it is.
We'll be sending Mr. Conti the royalty check as V-Diva clears. Thumbs out, grand slam.
All right, Voodoo on the track. And V-Diva just taking her time as she comes around. She's like, I'm in no hurry. I think I just go for a nice Sunday stroll. 4 points added for her efforts as she comes around. Voodoo trying to get through the front skater, finally clearing the pack.
All four at the back, trying to clear out a lane, outside in, calls it off. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not officially a final until the head ref calls it a final.
All right, looking at the score right now. Again, this is the right now, not the final until it is confirmed. 394 for the Philadelphia Roller Girls, the Philly Roller Girls. 88 for Tallahassee's own Roller Girls, known as Capital Punishment. Looks like on the floor itself, people are coming up to show a little derby love for the winning team. We're waiting. We're waiting.
Wait for it, wait for it.
I would tell you to hold your breath, but sometimes it takes long enough that you'll pass out. Just looking across the floor right now, first of all, you see the skaters themselves, the teal and black, the orange and black, the Philly and the Tallahassee. That's just a wall of fantastic women out there that devote so much time to the sport, and the sport that not only is it up and coming, fastest growing team sport in the world, it's also one that everybody in this room and everybody watching online can honestly say they love this sport.
Credit to the Philly Roller Girls, Liberty Bells. First time traveling to the state of Florida for sanctioned competition. First time for, I believe, any Philly team anywhere in the state of Florida. They'll be taking on Jacksonville's New Jack City Rollers and, of course, the Tantrums of Tampa later on this weekend. But they certainly start off Frankie Panky 2013 with quite a statement. If the score holds up, 398 to 88, Liberty Bells absolutely dominating.
All right, right now, even though Philadelphia looks like they're going to have the win on this one, I would like to send a personal shout out for Team Florida. Team Florida, if you're in the house, represent. That's right. We want to show the love going out to Philadelphia, but, you know, we appreciate you coming down here to the Derby South. You know, it's such a long way towards that word to go from unofficial to official. Looks like the victory lap has started.
Yeah, I hate to jump the gun, but I think the Liberty Bells are reasonably justified in taking the victory lap at this point, Showtime.
I think you might be right. This is the hardest part of their day. They have to give everybody a high five all the way down. And then they have to relax before their next bout. For those of you that are also watching roller derby, maybe for the first time, you'll notice that not only do the victors take a lap, but the opposing team, even if they didn't win, get to take a lap. Tallahassee takes a lap to get a little bit of derby love.
And Showtime with the noise here in downtown Skate. You would have thought that Capital Punishment had pulled off the upset of the century, but as you said earlier, Team Florida showing the love. Showtime showing the love for his team as well.